Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your dynamic duo. It's the sports show back at it. We've got two guests with us today. As he's now a bit of a regular. We've got Saif from India, and joining us for the first time is Dr. Usman. First, Dr. Usman, thank you very much for joining. Saif, as always, thank you
Thanks.
very much for being here today.
Thanks for having me
Thanks for
on,
having me.
guys.
Well, I'm going to
Same here.
start by saying, a massive congratulations to Lewis Hamilton for winning his 7th world title this morning. Dude's utterly dominant. He really, really is. My opinion, greatest Formula One driver of all time. But that's just me. But let's get on to the show, and let's start with everyone's favorite league, the Premier League. So we've had the international break. Me and Hanif talked about it during the show, how they've crammed in 3 international fixtures in already congested fixture list. Asman, I want to start with you, actually. Given you're a physician, and I'd like you to go into your background, with your time in Everton and stuff.
Yeah.
Why are we seeing such a massive group of players, mostly Liverpool at this moment in time, like just going down with the long-term injuries? Like, Gomez is out. I think Trent's picked up an injury. Robbo's out today because he's not playing as Slovenia for Scotland.
Yeah.
Why are we seeing such long-term injuries for the players?
Yeah. No, that's a good question, Raj. I mean, like you said before, like you alluded to before, the international break, these extra commitments, European football, everything is crammed. So these professional athletes, like the footballers, a lot of them will sort of, their training sessions will be sort of, from when I worked at Everton for a season, 2017, they'll train from sort of 10 in the morning to maybe 12:30. Midday, and then they might have an extra session, something else. But then on top of that, if they're playing twice a week, the Premier League on the weekend and the Champions League in the week as well. Then on top of that, the international fixtures quite regularly now. So obviously, happening this weekend is only gonna. They're not superhumans at the end of the day, and they're gonna pick up these injuries and stuff, which sort of puts them out of action. So I honestly think it's just the pressures of everything that's going on, with the different fixtures, international, European football, and everything like that. Don't really know what else can be done for it, to be honest.
Do you think the season's a season of attrition? Do you think it's not going to be necessarily the best team that wins, but it's going to be the team that keeps their players fittest the longest?
That's it. And I, going back to last season as well, like I'm an Everton fan, so I'll always be quite bitter towards Liverpool. I'll always be bitter. Like, even though some of my best mates all of my best mates are Reds, so I'll always have a bit of banter with them. But let's be brutally honest here. Liverpool got quite lucky last season from having not sustaining so many injuries. They're still able to keep going on and going on. And it's the same with Leicester as well. When Leicester won the Premier League, you had Vardy and Mahrez that didn't have any injuries. I think it'll be the same this season. It'll be the side that's sort of consistently able to sort of keep their sort of the players injury free that will go on and sort of get success. It's hard to call at the moment because you've got the likes of Villa, Leicester, and Tottenham doing so well.
Well, if you ask the man in my bottom left corner here, he'll say he's not going to pay any attention, Mr. Hanif. He's not going to pay any attention to the table till Christmas. But Saif, I want to come to you. Sorry, go on. No, sorry, go on, Usman.
Oh no, sorry, no. I'll say that's a good point, man. I remember Alex Ferguson used to say that whoever's top of the league at Christmas, that's going to be a good indicator of who's going to win it. I mean, obviously, it goes exception like the likes of Liverpool when they were top of the league and then Gerrard slipped that season and they lost it. But 9 times out of 10, it is obviously whoever's top at the Christmas.
The greatest meme of the 21st century. Saif, I want to come to you actually. So, as a Tottenham fan in India, and with international football actually in England, international football, unless it's a major tournament, people don't really have time for it. People are fairly bored by it. People don't care. Everyone's more counting down the days to the back till the Premier League comes back. What's international football's perspective like in India?
Nobody watches it. We all wait for the Premier League. It's just like we just hope that no one gets injured. That's what we look for. Injuries in the game. That's all we look for.
Yeah. I guess it's the same wherever you are. Like, no one cares about the friendlies. No one really cares about this UEFA nation. The
absolutely.
European Championships, the Asian Games, the Copa America, the World Cup. Apart from that, no one really cares about international football.
No. It's just a money grabbing thing by UEFA and FIFA. So I'm pretty pissed off that they had to do this in the pandemic. That you just got to squeeze some damn international fixtures with no meaning in it. Doesn't make sense. Everyone's got to start isolating and all that stuff. It hurts teams.
I think only a couple of teams, all their games have been meaningful. I know during the middle of the week there was the European qualifiers, the playoffs, but England, for example, they had a friendly with Ireland that was supposed to be with New Zealand. What is the point? What is the point? Like, you can't tell me these people are match fit enough, because we've already had 7 games into the season. Some of these teams have played as part of nearly 15 games with cups and Champions League. It's not like the players aren't fit. It's just.
I think it's just like how to fit into the national team system. Probably that's the only benefit out of those.
Well, England aren't going to win anything anyway, so it's pointless out here.
Let's be honest.
Anyway, we're all looking forward back to the Premier League. Back on Saturday, and I guess we should get into my opinion, the game of the week. Tottenham versus Man City at the Tottenham Stadium. Yes. And Hanif, what were you thinking about the game? What are your thoughts, projections? I know we touched it briefly on the show yesterday, but what are you thinking going into the game?
I think the best time to play any team, any top 6, top 8 team, is to play them after the international break, and especially now. I think Spurs are going to win the game. I really do. I think Bale's coming on nicely. I'm getting a feeling Mourinho is going to do something special this season. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm getting a really bad feeling that Mourinho is going to do something. And if Spurs are in that top 4 mix at the end of Christmas, they're going for the league. If they're there or thereabouts, because if there's one man that can grind out results, it's Mourinho. And this is the time, or I would say this is the perfect time for Jose, because it's not about playing good football. It's about getting through. But in terms of Spurs, I think they've done really well. Probably one of the best starts I've ever seen Spurs ever have since watching the Premier League. The second, I think they only had one blip in the road. I know they've had VAR issues like everybody else. I think Spurs have had the worst VAR issues, because I think it was against Brighton where there was a foul on Højbjerg where Brighton scored, and everyone thought it was going to be brought back for a free kick, but it wasn't, because the referee thought, you know what, I'm giving that as a goal. But I look at Spurs and I just think they're more result orientated, and under Pochettino, he got them to a level of playing great football. But I think Mourinho is going to get them over the line and possibly win a trophy with this team. However, it just depends if they can look after Kane, because the England commitments might cause a lot of issues. So it depends on how Gareth Southgate uses Kane. And we all know that if England are desperate, Gareth Southgate won't care about Spurs. But I think Spurs are going to win 2-1. That's my prediction. I think City are having a bit of problems with injuries now, because there was a report out today with as regard to Raheem Sterling. He suffered an injury with England, and he's gone back to Man City. So that'll be interesting whether Sterling can get fit. Me and Wajid always have this debate, saying that he said yesterday something about Man City are not that good, and I said that's not true. If you watch Man City, they're brilliant. They just can't finish. That's all it is.
I said they're not. I didn't say they weren't good. I said they're not clinical, and that's what's going to cost them. I said they've not been clinical. For the amount of chance they've created, right? They've not been clinical, and the Liverpool game is a prime example of that. They weren't clinical. That's a game you got to win.
They should have beat Liverpool.
Like 100%. The amount of chances they had and the way they dominated the second half. I didn't say I never said Man City aren't good. I'm saying they're not clinical, and that's what's going to cost them.
But okay, you didn't say they weren't good, but you didn't talk about. You said uh, something around, oh, they're not doing enough. I don't think clinical was the right word. All I'm going to say is this: City will always create chances. It's just about putting it in the back of the net. We know they've got problems up front.
Do you feel like Pep sort of is reaching this sort of the end of his sort of magical area? Like, you know, his sort of. What do you think about Pep, boys? Like, can you see him going on?
No, I think Pep's amazing.
I think Pep's one of the best managers of all time.
Yeah.
I won't go that far with Pep. I don't. I won't go that far because if Pep can do what Klopp has done at Liverpool, then I'll be you're Sir Alex level. But when you be given the best team, did you win the Champions League at Germany when he had potentially had the best team in Europe?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Because the problem with me and Pep, is, from my point of view, is he doesn't have a plan B. That's just how I see Pep.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
He wants to play his philosophy all the time.
But none of them have a plan B. Klopp doesn't have a plan B.
He has now. He has in the last couple of years. He has. If you remember, when Klopp came to Liverpool the first time round, he used to play like Bielsa, go for it. Close them down, and then he realized we can't do that all the time. We have to be able to conserve our energy, because you can't play that way. I remember they played Arsenal in 2015 and they were 4 or 5-0 in front in 25 minutes, and it was madness. But if you don't score against teams, then they'll just get you back on the counter.
That's the one from the opening day of the season, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can't remember when it's opening, but I just remember it because I was laughing.
I remember the goal because Mane was on the right. He came flying in and he smashed it with his left and he flew into the top corner. But Saif, I want to come to you. Yeah, as the Tottenham fan, what are you thinking about the game on Saturday? What are your thoughts and feelings?
I think it's a good time to play them. They're not. I feel the confidence is lacking, especially up front. But though they do have classy attacking lineup, but I think if they come at us, they're not going to be like Burnley and Brighton, where we are in trouble with 3 guys at the back. They aren't going to do that. They're going to come at us, and when they do, there will be spaces. And who's better than Son and Kane and Bale to take advantage of these? Not that I'm saying that they aren't going to score. They will definitely score against us, definitely, but they'll also concede against us. So I think it'll be an interesting game. It's going to be end to end. It'll be a fun game, I think.
Score prediction.
I think Spurs can nick it. I think I'll go with Hanif 2-1.
And if you go in 2-1 Spurs as well, then
yeah. If Kane is fit, if Kane is there, he's not going to be fit. But Kane and Son there, I think they'll win.
Osman, finally to you.
Yeah, but 2 or 3-1. I reckon Spurs are definitely going to win it. They're looking class at the moment, and it's about form and stuff. Again, like you say, it depends on the international break. It depends on the obviously Belgium-England game. What happens there? You don't know what's going to happen in terms of injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, 2 or 3-1. I reckon.
I reckon it's going to be 1-0 City. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a scrappy one.
You're not there?
No.
You reckon?
International break. Players are going to be tired. I think it's going to be whoever scrapes the result. And I trust Man City's back line slightly more than I trust Tottenham at this moment in time. But that's for me. That's the pick of this week's fixtures. But let's move into the rest of the fixtures. The opening fixture on the Saturday, Newcastle Chelsea. My boy in blue, Hanif. What are we thinking?
I think if it wasn't international football, Chelsea would have won this game. But I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of Chelsea's players are involved. I saw Werner and Havertz and Ziyech play. I wasn't really happy with the amount of minutes they were playing, but it is what it is. I think it's got draw in all over it or a Newcastle win. Chelsea don't really have a great record up at Newcastle United, so I'll take a point if you offered it to me right now.
How do you think Chelsea are going to come out though? Do you think they're going to go at Newcastle? Or do you think they're going to let? Or do you think they're going to let Newcastle come on to them, try and see themselves into the game, see how they feel, and then sort of grow into the game as the game goes on?
I hope Chelsea concede within 20 minutes, and then they'll start playing. Until Chelsea don't concede, there's no urgency. there's this mentality that's been at Chelsea for years. So I want Chelsea to concede, because that's when they'll start playing football. There'll be a lot more urgency. Hopefully Ziyech is the player that I think he possibly can be, and he'll probably get us over the line with his ability. I'm hoping Tammy Abraham will be starting, and Mason Mount, he'll probably play, but he probably won't be fit. Well, no one will be fit, but we'll just have to see. I think it's going to be 2-2 or a Newcastle win.
I think the small's having connection problem, so he'll join us back. Saif, what do you think the keys to the game are going to be?
I think it's just how well Chelsea defend. It's again going to be a very scrappy game, I feel. Newcastle are going to get all physical. So it's how Chelsea deals with that aspect of it. Chelsea have the quality, of course. They just need one quality ball from one of their midfielders, and they just need to nick one goal in. So they do have the quality for that. So I believe that they will nick it. Newcastle have a decent attack, but the defense is suspect. So I think I'd go with like maybe a 1-0 to Chelsea or a 2-1 at most.
I don't even think Newcastle's attack's decent. I think they hope Saint-Maxima does something with the ball, and they try and find Callum
Wilson does. Callum Wilson does finish. Like he's a good finisher. So that's the danger for them. And I'm a football manager guy. Believe me, Callum Wilson is like the first player you buy.
I appreciate that, but it's the service to Callum Wilson is what is dependent on me. I mean, Callum Wilson finishes, but I'm saying that the lack of service, it's all the creativity is, say, Maximum, please do something to find Callum Wilson in a yard of space. I'm not denying that they can't finish. It's getting the opportunity to finish. I mean, if you look at Newcastle defensively, I think they have 3 of the top 4 most shots taken against them in the league this season.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not convinced at all with their defense.
Osman, we were just talking about how Chelsea are gonna, how the Chelsea Newcastle game are gonna play out, and we were just asking Saif what the keys to the game are. What are your sort of thoughts?
I mean, Newcastle are dangerous. They beat us the other week, and obviously they went ahead against United. Obviously before United pulled it back, but I could see. I don't know, either a point or I don't know. That's a difficult one because I would say Chelsea win, but I could see this being a point. Like a 1-1 draw or a goalless draw or something like that. But
I think Chelsea
it's a difficult one. I don't know.
With the amount of quality Chelsea have, I just they're too strong. And Wilson could nick a goal. Saint-Maxima could produce a bit of magic, but if it wasn't for Darlow in Newcastle's net, I mean, Newcastle could have shipped 5-6 goals against United. They could have shipped 4 or 5 against Tottenham. Even last week, I'm not sure who they played last week, but if it wasn't for Darlow making saves again, it's the same problem. And I mean, it's the same thing with the Steve Bruce side. I mean, Steve Bruce, I don't think is a very good coach, and I don't know how he keeps on. He's part of that old boys club. He just keeps on getting jobs.
He's literally been around since early 2000. He's been around obviously since I can remember, but I don't know how he's still in football management now. It's mad.
I think he's got the bottom 3 win percentage of managers in Premier League history, something like 28% or something stupid.
These typical old boys like Pardew, Roy Hodgson, Steve Bruce.
I mean,
they're all
it's slightly unfair to Roy because I think he's doing a decent job at Palace now.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bruce, Mark Hughes.
You've been a bit harsh on him, don't you think? Newcastle finished all right last season.
And Steve, and I'm being harsh on Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce last season. Steve Bruce a terrible manager.
So you could say whatever you want about his management, but if you look at where Newcastle finished last season, it wasn't that bad.
That was the side that Rafa Benitez built and he just took over. The foundation was laid by Rafa.
Yeah, it was
But why did we
Benitez's
have this
work.
conversation?
He's not pushed
though?
on like
agree
We
he
with
had
should
this
have done.
conversation. He did better. He was doing better. He did better than Rafa.
He didn't do
Finished
better than Rafa.
Rafa. He finished better than Rafa.
He didn't finish better than Rafa.
I'd have to double check that. I thought he did.
No, he didn't finish better than Rafa.
Yeah, I thought Rafa did better than.
Yeah, Rafa did better. He went backwards.
I need to check, man. I need to check the Premier League table last season and season before. I don't know, man.
You think Steve? If you had a side, you want Steve Bruce managing your side?
That's not what I said. What I said to you was, you're saying he's not a good manager, which is fair enough. His style of play is not great. You could say that about many managers, but he did all right with Newcastle last season.
No, that's not the question I just asked you.
What's the question?
The question I just asked you is, would you want Steve Bruce leading your side as a manager?
No one else is available, then yeah.
You just trying to make a point for the sake of making a point. I don't want
Yeah,
Steve
because
Bruce.
basically,
I've never want
but
Steve Bruce anywhere
question
near
is
United.
silly.
I mean, you know how I've been with Ollie. I'd rather take Ollie over Steve Bruce.
But it's that question that, you know, it's like if someone said to me, would you take a risk on Sam Allardyce? I'd be like, yeah, I would. I don't think he's that bad, but that's
Big
just
Sam.
me. You know, if Newcastle are in trouble, they're calling Big Sam. They're begging Big Sam.
I don't
know where he is.
They've already been down that route.
And he did really well as well.
Why did he lose his job? When they in the relegation zone, then Rafa took over. Was he the manager before?
Yeah, but if you start badly, it's like any of the bottom half of the Premier League, isn't it? If you start off badly and you're in the bottom 3 or the bottom 5 by the end of Christmas, you're sacked, aren't you?
Yeah, it's the same when they happened. Remember when they brought Shearer in when Newcastle got relegated? It's the same with him. You can't very, very hard and near enough impossible to turn things around if they're already in the bottom 3.
He was in a win-win situation, wasn't he? Because they didn't expect to stay up, and then he took it to like the last game of the season. Didn't he with Shearer? Didn't he only have like 7? Yeah, well, he had 7-8 games.
It was it was, and he had who was his assistant manager? That guy Chris Houghton or something like that. Was his assistant manager? But this was years ago.
He was. If you know Alan Shearer, he learned how tough management was, and he said, you know what, I'm going to sit with Gary Lineker. He learned the hard way.
Mate, it's so different. Anything and any sport, and I've said this from working in sports, playing and coaching are 2 different things. You don't have to, and it's the same with boxing as well. I know we're going off a bit of that tangent. You don't have to. Just because you were a top footballer or a top boxer in your day, it's never ever going to translate to you being a top manager or manager and stuff. And they're 2 different entities at the end of the day. Look at all the top managers.
You can add Gary Neville onto that list as well, can't you? With his ill-fated time at Valencia.
Oh yeah. He's another one as well.
Crash that was.
Yeah, and I guess it's the same. Like if you had did like for example, Henry is someone like Henry is one of my favorite Premier League strikers. Did he ever manage
Monaco? Didn't he have the Monaco?
How did he do?
Yeah.
How did he do that?
Yeah, awful.
Yeah, there we go.
And that was a really good side. And that was a really good Monaco side. That.
Yeah.
He was assistant manager at Belgium, so I think.
He's still
the World Cup. Yeah.
He'd make a good coach. Yeah. He'd make a very good coach. He's the type of person you want. I think he's one of them that I think players need a good 10 or 15 years in the game to learn the management side. It's not like football where you're naturally gifted. Yeah. Management's not like that.
It's totally different. It's about it's like working with different staff, working with players, and did you guys ever see the Anelka Netflix documentary?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it's amazing.
That was good. That
absolutely amazing.
Class, man. Like
I love Anelka.
He was like, for all the bad rep he got in the name, like, and bouncing for different club. He's one of the only players I know, probably Brazilian Ronaldo as well. That every club he went to, he was successful at. If that makes sense.
Massively.
Every club he went to.
Bolton.
Yeah.
He went to City at
Man,
that time. It was crazy.
City, Liverpool, Bolton, West Brom,
Chelsea.
Fenerbahce, or
Real Madrid.
and
I think so, yeah.
Real Madrid, yeah.
Arsenal.
Real Madrid, yeah. Arsenal, obviously, he was
Well,
the
he won
man there.
didn't he win the Champions League at Madrid? He left Arsenal's side.
Yeah, he did.
He left the night.
He
He left
did,
the night on
yeah.
Arsenal side. Then he's in Madrid, wasn't he?
Then the Madrid, and then after Madrid, it was it Liverpool? I don't know. I'll have to check.
He was back in England.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know how we got into Steve Bruce and Anelka, but yeah. Score prediction for the game.
I don't know, man. 1-1, I reckon. I don't know. Maybe a Chelsea win, but not a high scoring game.
Hanif,
2-2.
Saif.
2-1 Chelsea.
I think it's gonna be 3-0 Chelsea. I don't think Newcastle are that good. I think Chelsea were way too strong. On to the 3:00 kickoff and one of the surprise starts to the season. Aston Villa, they're at home to Brighton. Villa have looked.
Mate, they're literally the style of football they're playing. It's crazy. Like, man, if at the start of the season you would have said Villa were going to be one of the exciting teams to watch, like, the class.
It's all about Ross Barkley.
Looking good.
It's all Ross Barkley.
Yeah. Ex blue.
I know. It's crazy, man. Last season,
it's mad, man.
Last season he had such a good season for Chelsea, and when as a Chelsea fan I thought, okay, we've got Ziyech, we've got a striker. Let's just concentrate on the defense, and then we get was it Ziyech and Werner, and then we get this other lad from Germany as well, and I'm just like, Havertz, that's his name. I'm just like, we've got enough. Barkley did all right last season. I know he doesn't set the world alight, but for what he did, I thought, you know what? And to a certain degree, I'm not surprised because he did kick on last season, and he's just got better, I think, at Villa, and I don't know why. I think there is a player in there, but
it's probably because he's getting the opportunities. He's probably getting the opportunities. In Chelsea, it was few and far, and here he's like, assured of game time. He is better than most of their midfielders, so it helps with their confidence.
No one can get ahead of Jorginho and Mason Mount in Chelsea.
Not Jorginho anymore. Frank recognises Kante and Kovacic and Mount. That's the midfielder. Well, that's the midfielder it should be, but we'll have to see. But fair play to Villa. McGinn, quality. That guy, I don't know how he's not playing for a better club. Watkins is a player, and Grealish is. I've changed my mind on Grealish. Chelsea will have to quality. He's quality. I think United. Yeah. If United needed a midfielder, and they've got someone better in Bruno, but Grealish is worth the money. I think he's an Arsenal player to be, if they're willing to pay 60 million. But I think he is a future Arsenal player because I don't think.
I think even Spurs. I think he's.
Yeah, if you can afford it.
I think even Spurs had a bid, but no, we did have, but I think Levy didn't want to pay the 40 million for him. It was, I think, a couple of years ago. And there was talk of Grealish almost signing for Spurs, but then I think at the last moment he just thought 40 is too much for him. And now I guess that was a wrong decision from Levy. 40 is good for him.
Yeah, I think when United wanted him this season, like Aston Villa were quoting 80-85. United were never going to pay 80-85 for Jack Grealish. And
but if you pay 80 for Harry Maguire, you're paying 80 for Harry Maguire, you can.
Yeah, but they're not going to make that same. They're not going to do that same thing again, are they? Because the whole Jadon Sancho thing and stuff like that. It just wasn't. And United have a reputation of not backing their manager like they should. They back him for about 40% of the job, and then don't do the rest.
Who are Villa playing?
Ed Woodward, right? He's gonna Brighton.
Brighton.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Villa to win.
yeah,
3.
3-0
Got to
or
give it.
something like that.
Yeah,
I think
Dean Smith
Brighton
is doing
will
a
get
phenomenal
one.
job.
I think Brighton will get a goal. Brighton will get a goal. Maupay is good. I think don't underestimate Brighton. I'm still saying Villa will win, but there will be a goal in it from Brighton, and there'll be some close moments. Brighton are surprisingly very, yeah. They're surprisingly very, they fight a lot. Like they're a good team to play. They're plucky.
3-0 Villa. I don't see Brighton set up really, really well. I just think Villa, depending on how the international break, no, the form they were in going into the international break, if they carry that forward, I think they're going to be too strong. And I think that Barkley,
Grealish, Watkins,
Watkins,
Martinez.
Trezeguet, McGinn. I think that entire combination is working really, really well. I think Dean Smith's found something that's really, really working as well. I mean, Dean Smith's doing a hell of a job there at the moment as well. Brought in the players he wanted. He's gone playing a system. He's gone playing a style, and it's working. It's not like they're not. This isn't the same Villa side of last year where they were struggling. Like you know, albeit Arsenal, but they're going up and smashing teams in the mouth. Like, I mean, these are the same people that beat the defending champions 7-2. They're not fluky results. So I can't see past the Villa win, especially at Villa Park.
There's no home or away advantage, Magic. It don't matter now. There's no fans there.
There'll still be slightly something about playing on your own pitch, though.
I don't think there is, personally. I think
Yeah,
it's the same now.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. You always think that's the advantage that you go to places like the Britannia Stadium or Ellen Road, where the hostile fans are gonna, really unsettle things. I don't think it makes a difference now, and I think that's why you're getting a lot of the big teams not performing as well as some of the small teams rising up, because you don't have to worry about going to Upton Park or Ellen Road and hearing some of those nutty fans, intimidate the whole situation. So yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't think it makes a difference, but I do think Villa are gonna. I think it's going to be decisive at 3-0, I reckon.
Right. All right. So moving on from the Villa game, it's the evening kickoff, which we'll be giving you updates on live on the show on Saturday. It's Man United at home to West Brom. United coming off the 3-1 win at Goodison. In fairness, I thought they were going to lose. But Everton didn't show up. Everton saw they've slowed down from the start of the season. But,
I just believing they were going to win the league, man.
Well, I thought the Merseyside derby was your best chance to win a Merseyside derby in years.
Yeah.
And you just
yeah. I mean, at Anfield, we've never got anything. No, was that a Goodison or that was a Goodison?
It was the Jordan.
Yeah,
Pickford, it's the Jordan Pickford flying scissor kick on.
Yeah, and the Ricardo Carlson as well.
Yeah.
Is sending off, but United. I guess like when Ollie's going to get fired, they just have to pull a result out of the bag. But
he's got some mad Judge black magic going on. I'm telling you, man.
I know, man.
When he needs a result, he pulls a result out. They'll look shocking as Brighton, then they'll go and beat PSG, then they'll get slapped by Tottenham only to beat Leipzig. There's no consistency at Old Trafford.
They're literally the most.
Sorry, no one.
They've been inconsistent since Fergie left. Like, there's been nothing like. Yeah.
That being said, if you're not beating West Brom at home, there's problems.
Yeah.
West Brom and not.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna beat West Brom. It's not gonna be easy because West Brom are now gonna come at them. And like it's just gonna be like, you take the ball, no, I'll take the ball, no, you take the ball. It's just gonna be like passing to each other, and then in the end, no one's gonna score. So I think it's gonna be 0-0.
And they'll say,
I'm not confident of this United side against West Brom.
No, I think they'll score. They'll beat United. Even
I
I have a bit of
reckon,
confidence they'll beat United. West Brom. West Brom and
West Brom, yeah. I think they'll beat West Brom. Sort of like 1-0 or something.
I have my doubts. And they're playing at home where they're rubbish right now. So that's even worse.
You need to break the duck at some point. And to be honest, like I said, West Brom are an awful side. West Brom are a yo-yo side. They're as bad as Fulham, in my opinion. They're like in the.
I agree.
They're like in that Premier League 1.5.
Yeah, but you know what? The thing is, United are a good team, but they play well when they're on the counter. And you're not going to counter against West Brom because they aren't going to take the ball. They're just going to give it back to you. So he gets confused. Okay, how do I counter when I have the ball? I don't know what to do. Should I give the ball back to West Brom? And they'll just pass it back. So it's just going to be back and forth. It's poor quality football all around. And I think West Brom defend away too. Really, I have my doubts on this one.
I don't know. The thing is, you say that, but West Brom have gone out and attacked every side they played. When they played Chelsea early in the season, they went out and attacked Chelsea. They went 3-0 up. And then they were still pushing for more goals when they were 3-0 up. I know what you're saying, but I personally don't see West Brom defending well for 90 minutes. I think there's going to be a mistake or two, and it's just about United being clinical. Hanif, what we saying?
I feel United are like a little like Spurs. It's just that when teams don't come at Spurs and at United, they're a little they're lost for ideas. They don't have that creative spark. Whereas if teams come at them, like United and Spurs both go on the counter. And, they're good at the counter. They've got Rashford. They've got Greenwood. I don't want to say anything about the French clown, but the others, yeah, they're good. And they can finish. So that's my issue. And I don't rate Martial at all. He's not had a shot on goal as a forward for the entire season. It's ridiculous.
Let me come in. Saif, let me come in on that. Okay, so a couple of games against PSG, he won the penalty, and I think it was against Spurs he won the penalty. He might not be scoring, but he's doing the right thing in the box for United to gain opportunities. I personally believe he should be taking the penalties because Martial will probably get you 15 goals in the Prem. But what should have happened was he's lacking a bit of confidence in front of goal, so give him the pens. Bruno does not need to take a penalty. We get it that you can score a pen, but sometimes your forwards need goals. And I personally feel that if United allowed Martial to take the next penalty, it'll just make his day. It'll give him that confidence to go on and score. I think it's a bit harsh because Martial's a player. In my opinion, I think he's a fantastic player. It's, as you said, easy a number 9. I personally
look, but the point is when United get the penalties, they need someone to score because it's a penalty at 1-1. They can't take a chance with Martial.
No, I think he's good enough. In my opinion, he's good enough. I understand why Bruno's the
he's good enough to. He's good enough to score against a static goalkeeper. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, if he misses, where there's a good chance he can miss, United can't afford that right now. So they need Bruno to actually put that in.
But there's a chance anyone misses a penalty. I understand where you're coming from. He's not getting the goals, but it's no one notices his work off the ball, the way he drops deep to create the space for the wingers. He's integral to the pass, the hold-up play.
Why did they all do that now? Even Lacazette does that now? They all do that now.
But he's not getting service. Lacazette's at least getting.
No, I agree with you. He's not getting service, but when people are talking about forwards dropping deep, he shouldn't be dropping deep.
But But you've seen how that's the only way he's been getting the ball recently. I mean, you've seen some of the
I know that, and that's. But the thing is, this is a crazy season. We know it is, and it's taken Martial and Rashford 4 years to get to the level they're at now. 4 years. It's taken them 4 years to get there. Martial's
but the point is, if you're paying him...
No, I said Martial's been there longer. I didn't say he's getting goals. I said Martial's been there longer. He was bought in Van Gaal's first season, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying that he's getting £80,000 a week. At least take a damn shot. You haven't taken a shot in the entire season.
Saif is
Okay,
hard.
I've done.
You need to be in a position to take the shot, Saif. You can't.
Come on, man.
He can't blast it from 30 yards every single time.
Wajid, he has had opportunities. He has Wajid. He has had opportunities. I think Saif's being a bit harsh, but I think he has.
I'm not like I'm fair when it comes to like the players and stuff, but like Rashford's had more opportunity. Rashford had more chances up front than Martial had this season in terms of opportunities and chances. Martial needs to be a bit more selfish. That's all it is.
Maybe. I think he will come good, Saif. In the end, he'll come good.
He was poor for France yesterday.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, well, it's all right to be poor for France. They'll turn up in the tournament. It doesn't matter now.
All that being said, I think they win 2-0 on Saturday. I
think it'll be a draw. I'm going 2-2. No, 3-3. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
United, I'm going to end up...
I'm going for 0-0. I'm going for goalless draw.
I'm going to end up cussing Maguire so hard on a...
Why? He had a good game last night. Against Everton, he was all right. He was fouled as well, remember? The foul.
We've talked about this. We said we shouldn't be...
Not with these two, we haven't. But he was all right. He was all right.
For 80 million, you don't talk about one good game. That should be consistent. You don't pick, he was great against Everton. Nah, it doesn't work like that, and you know it.
No, but we can only judge him.
But I think you guys need to get off Harry Maguire's back a little. I think United, the fans are really on his back. I don't know why. Just give him a little bit of time, man. Give him a little bit of time.
Listen, regardless of any...
a little bit of time.
Pogba time. Give him Pogba time.
Pogba was attacked from the day he got there. What are you talking about? Wherever you go, you go with the price. Saif, wherever you go with the price tag. Is it his fault you're not paying that much for him? No, but he's the world's most expensive defender. It doesn't matter where you go.
Waste the space. Yes, him and Lingard. Right.
Your defensive record in Greece shouldn't be better than your defensive record for your club.
Yeah, but you guys keep knocking him down. Like you've paid him. You've paid him. Whatever. That's fine. It's done.
I'm sorry.
But why do you keep knocking him down? Because it hurts his confidence. You don't have anyone else in the defense. So what's he going to do? That's my point. Like, his confidence is shot. His confidence shot because you guys don't give him a chance. And, then you'll replace him with that other clown. So that becomes an issue with him. He loses confidence and he doesn't perform.
I have seen the way Tottenham fans go at Sanchez sometimes. It's the same thing. Like the way Sanchez is attacked in that.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not fair. Yeah, I'm not fair to Sanchez. I agree. I'm not saying that. I think I should also give Sanchez some more time. Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying we should all give him more time.
Listen, unfortunately, you're the captain of the club when you shouldn't be giving the captain. I think it should be Fernandes, in my opinion. Right. You are the world's most expensive defender, unfortunately. Did United's defense get better last season? Yes. The problem is, regardless of where anything, it's the same thing that happened with Pogba, and I'll keep on bringing up the Pogba because Pogba's not been successful at United. He's had the one good season. I fully admit with Hanif, he had that one good season where he got, I think, 15 goals, 10 assists. He's not been good. It's the same with Maguire. Like, take the Tottenham game. Did you see the calamity for the first goal where he pushed Shaw out of the way?
I agree. I agree. I'm not saying that. It's just give him some more time. Like let him just.
Yeah, how give him some time. Stop being mean to him.
No, but hang on, Saif, right? If that's any other player, any other club, they are dropped, and you go with a different.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he makes Victor Lindelof look good. He's gonna keep playing.
You don't have a choice.
You're actually trying to get a reaction. Why are you trying to get a reaction?
I'm just saying, listen, look, let's judge him at the end of the season. Ollie's not going to drop him.
I know he's not going to drop him, but he should. He should. I mean, I don't want to bring up Istanbul all again. I don't want to bring up that Istanbul Besiktas again, but that was just a cluster.
But you can't blame him alone. It's all the back four. The entire back four was at fault for that. You can't blame him.
But my thing there is communication, right? And Saif, the thing is, I know what you're saying, but he's the most senior person in that back four, right? So do you know if one of them's going, if one of the centre backs is going up, then there should be a level of communication. And the problem, especially for the first goal, right, is that at least Twanzebe's got some sort of recovery pace, and by the end of it, he was the closest person to Demba Ba. I mean, Maguire's not getting back there anytime soon, and that's the problem.
Yes. So why would you blame Maguire then? Because Maguire is actually going in for the corner. He's going to go for the goal, and he gets a lot of headed goals in.
He scored.
So I mean, you can't really
he scored one goal
blame
against
him
Chelsea. He scored one goal against Chelsea, and he's got one goal against Rodson.
up there. So it's up to the other guys to get back, you know.
Saying that though.
No, but generally he does go up a lot. So, you know, you have that chance of getting a goal up front with Maguire because he's a good header of the ball. So it's up to the other guys, obviously, to take responsibility that, you know, get back. He's not going to, it's a team effort, right? You can't blame Maguire for, you know, the other three lazy bums. Why are they in the front? You know, that's my point.
Yeah, Wajid, let the Spurs game go now, Wajid. We've all had thrashings. It happens.
I just brought up Istanbul. I wasn't even talking about Spurs. I brought up Istanbul.
Oh, it was let the Istanbul game go. So what? It's more interesting now. Even
No,
though I
but
don't
that's
rate
what
Champions League. It's going to be a draw. I think it's just going to be a draw. Loads of goals.
And I still think that United will top that group. Definitely.
Usman, who's recovering from his night out last night.
I think United are going to win. And I reckon it'll be 1-0.
For me, it's nil.
It'll be. You
I don't see any
reckon?
team scoring.
Yeah, it's just if you can't beat West Brom at home, Jesus, like you need. Yeah, but I can see them doing it. But what's happening? What's happening with Lingard? Is he still? He's
available?
Knocking
He's
up.
available.
Mate, the funniest thing is
you can have him in your midfield.
Oh no, thanks.
No.
We're desperate, but they're not that bad. Lingard wouldn't do anything. His cousin plays for. When I worked at Everton, his cousin plays for the ladies squad, Gabrielle George. I remember Lingard came to one. It was quite embarrassing, to be honest. He was. So we played Bristol I remember this game. So we played Bristol in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and Phil Neville, who was the England ladies manager, came to watch the game. And Lingard had also come with his mates as well. And so we were down 1-0 at half time, and Phil Neville was like, right, I've seen enough, I'm leaving now. In the crowd, he said to our general manager, and we ended up winning that game 2-1. And Lingard was signing like autographs at the end. And I think one of the fans actually said like, oh, you'd be better suited. Some fan went up to him and said, like, oh, you'd be better suited here. You should come to Everton next summer. And he's just like, he didn't know how to respond. He gave this like awkward laugh. But a few years on, I think he probably needs to move on, to be honest. But no one wants to buy him. Like, he doesn't.
But we've had this conversation. Like, it's the weight structure at United. It's a joke. Lingard's on 100.
Yeah.
Phil Jones on 100.
No one's.
I just saw.
No one's going to pay.
I thought the story is gonna.
Saif, I think your connection's gone.
Yeah,
I thought the story is gonna end. I thought this. Sorry. I thought the story is gonna end with some of the women saying that can you hear me now?
No, I'm waiting for the end of the story.
That's Lingard's career.
Guys,
That's Lingard's career now.
Yeah, it'd be like,
Yeah,
come play for us. Like, yeah, he's a joke. Like, the thing I didn't realise, I found this out. Like, I always used to think Lingard, only until a couple of years ago, I always used to think Lingard and Rashford are the same age.
Yeah.
No.
Lingard's still,
Mate, they're not.
Up and coming. Lingard's still up and coming. Don't worry about it.
He's a prospect.
He's a prospect.
He's a 28-year-old prospect. But you know what the mad thing is? Lingard's 28. He's 28 or something like that now. And Rashford's obviously much younger, but Rashford has the maturity of a 30-year-old. Everything you've seen in the news now, with the free meals and stuff. But Lingard still acts like he's 16, with his stupid videos.
That can go like this.
Whatever that means.
That's his signature, innit? That's his signature.
J Links clothing line.
Idiot. But it's It's actually a nice segue as you talked about Everton, because Fulham vs Everton is the next game.
I'll be honest,
I didn't realize Everton fans existed till today. So
what did you
You've got a
think?
massive following in India. Do you know that? Everton have got a massive following in India.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that, man. But the
Yeah,
thing
they're
is,
a massive following.
the proper Scousers support Everton. It's the Norwegians and stuff that support, the Reds, and these people, people who've obviously since Liverpool have won the league and the Champions League in the last few years, they've obviously come out of the woodwork. But the proper people from Liverpool support Everton. But moving on from that, we need a win. We have to. If we can't beat Fulham, we're just like Fulham who are 17th in the league right now.
You guys are
Don't do anything.
aren't you?
3 on the bounce, man. Yeah, because Southampton, Newcastle, and United. I mean, I remember watching the Southampton game and we were dreadful, like absolutely dreadful in that first half. We're 2-0 down, 45 minutes. I don't know. Like, I just honestly, that start of the season and even the performance in the derby, I was confident. You know what? We could stay in this top 4. Where we were performing, Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin as well. Like everything in the midfield. Just the way and Ancelotti, and then those 3 losses have just derailed us. Like even against United, we started off well, and then I don't know, we just fell asleep. But we have to be.
I'll take that Lucas Digne. I'll take that Digne. I'll
Do you like
take
it?
that lad on left back. Honestly,
he's class, man. He's class.
For me, he's the best left back in the league. He's the best left back for me.
Calvert-Lewin as well, man. Like he's
doing
class.
He's improved because I think since Big Dunk came in, and I'm a big fan of Big Dunk because I watched him when I was a kid. And getting him in the box, and he's got some right. He's got Cahill. You remember Tim Cahill's spring, don't you?
I love Tim Cahill.
Spring up, the guy's small, and Calvert-Lewin just springs up a lot higher than him and gets to the ball with his head. And you know what? He's a player, and I think he's a future United. I think possibly if United wanted a young striker, I think 50 million could prize him away from Everton. I said the same thing about Harry Kane 3 years ago, and I think this guy is the next big thing.
He's the next best thing. And I think looking back to 3 on the bounce, Richarlison's suspension cost us quite badly as well. Because I love that guy. Class. Because it was after the derby. He got sent off in the derby, didn't he?
Yeah, he got sent off in the derby.
And he got suspended. Because we lost to Southampton. Then it was Newcastle. Yeah, so it was that suspension. But then I'm looking. I was reading the news today, actually, like in the transfer news, and Ancelotti wants Isco from Madrid.
Not fair, man. He'll get him as well.
I know, man. That's it. Imagine him in our midfield. Like,
where does he fit?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He'll make him fit. He's a good manager. He'll make him fit.
He's gonna do with Isco and Rodriguez what no one else at Madrid has done.
Yeah.
But Wajid, Rodriguez, is he really that good?
James Rodriguez.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. He's turned. I know he's had a few injuries, but we're gonna have to wait and see, man. I don't know. He disappears. You know what? I would play somebody else when he disappears, and I think Ancelotti shouldn't have risked him in the last game. He wasn't ready, but you have to do something.
Yeah.
And I don't know. He's in games.
Aside from Calvert-Lewin,
he's after that
one of their best players this start of the season, man. Because he's been finding.
Man. He's great, dude.
Sorry, he's been finding those pockets of gaps that Everton players weren't finding before.
Yeah.
And his link-up play with Digne on that left-hand side, just finding Digne's runs all the time.
When he's on it. But Wajid, I can see why I never heard much of this guy when he was at Bayern, when he was at Madrid.
But also, you have the same problem with this guy, aren't you?
We don't know. We don't know. Isco does. Well, you don't know. When you come to the Premier League, I do believe it takes you a year to adapt to the league. I think it does take a season. But what I will say is this. For me, Everton's best player this season is Alan. That guy's tremendous. In my opinion, I love that guy.
He's good in the midfield. Yeah, he's class. He's good. He's good. We're trying to get the... I read a reading as well. We're trying to get the Napoli striker. Is it Milic? 10 million.
Luis Milic.
Milic, yeah. We're trying to get him as well. But yeah, all in all, we need a win against Fulham this
I think
weekend to get back to what we were doing.
Fulham's of this
Yeah,
season.
2-3. It'd be 3-0 or something. But you never know with their fucking thingies inconsistency as well.
Everyone's inconsistent.
Pickford's inconsistency.
Oh my God.
Pickford's with those.
He needs to go, man.
I want to ask you that. Actually,
He makes one great save and then 3 mistakes after. Like even the disallowed goal in the derby against where Henderson scored, he should have saved that. Like he's so inconsistent.
So he should have been off for that Van Dijk challenge, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how Harry Maguire.
According to the rules, no. According to the rules, no.
My opinion. I'm giving my
yeah,
opinion.
no,
Right.
I don't.
The Harry Maguire challenge is a penalty. Do you know the one where he
yeah.
You know the one where he kicks him.
We kicked him. We came off the. We went to read that.
Right.
Yeah.
He's had my opinion. He has the same thing like a lot of England players had. They had that good 2016 World Cup. He made that one big save against Colombia in like the 93rd minute where he clawed it with his T-Rex arms, his stubby little arms, and he's built off the back of that. I don't think he's if Everton want to kick on, I don't think he's the future for Everton as a keeper.
I think they need to play that guy they've got from Sweden. Is it Sweden? Give him a bit of a run in the your second.
Not the
keeper.
Portuguese keeper.
Oh, is it Portuguese?
Yeah, well, I can't remember. What's his name? I can't remember.
I do think Ancelotti does need to drop him a little bit now and again, but like him, man. It's like any manager. You have your favourites, don't you? You have your favourites, and he must be doing something right. He must be a leader in the dressing room or something, because you know what? He should be dropped.
The thing is, Everton's keeping choices. You got Pickford, Olsen.
Olsen, that's him.
Olsen, who's?
Virginia,
Olsen, yeah.
João Virginia and Jonas Lassalle, the Huddersfield legend.
Yeah.
But surely Olsen or Virginia could do a better job than Pickford at this point.
Virginia's the Portuguese one, yeah. It might be worth just trying them for a game, like trying them in the Fulham game. I don't know, but like you said, and if we're saying like you don't know what Pickford's doing in the dressing room, he could be a leader of all men. To be honest,
just because you shout and swear a lot doesn't mean you're a leader, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right, and he's too liable. This is the problem. For me, again, like it's the second time at Goodison Park where a mistake against United, anyway, that a mistake could have cost the result. Or you guys lost regardless, anyway. But Fernandes goal last season, he's got to save that.
Yeah.
You know, the volley from.
There's been a lot. No, I agree with you, man. There's been a lot of like goals that he could have saved. Even like I was saying, even the disallowed. Well, it never went in the end, but Henderson's effort at the end in the derby, which got disallowed.
The famous one at Anfield for Origi's winner.
Yeah. That was that not last season? The season before, was it?
Yeah, but that? I mean, it's at the end, it's his mistake, though, isn't it? He completely.
It is. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, he's just so. He's unpredictable. That's what it is, and it's. Do you not find it with English keepers, top English keepers? Once they like you made the point actually, for Waj, like they have a good World Cup and then they become so unpredictable. And you've seen it with keepers over the years, like
I think the only one that was
Joe Hart.
I think the only one that was consistent was Seaman.
Yeah. That's solid keeper for so many years. Did well at Arsenal, but everyone else, Joe Hart, Robinson, Pickford, all of them, they turn so inconsistent and then they just fade away. But I don't know.
Is Saif still there? I think Saif's connection's dropped.
Saif, are you there? Yeah, his connection's dropped.
My battery's running low, so just if I get cut off, it'll be the battery. Just I can't find the charger anywhere, but there's no charger there.
No worries. So yeah, I think he'll end 3-1 to Everton.
Yeah,
I'm here.
Are you there? Is he there?
Saif, are you there?
Nah, he's gone. Let's just quickly. Let's just quickly round up the rest of the results, and then and then the rest of the games for the week. So are we all going with an Everton win? It's all.
Yeah.
Are we all going with an Everton win?
Yeah, I'm going for the
Yeah, Everton.
Am I
convincing.
back online?
Yeah, you're back.
3-0.
Yes, Saif.
Okay,
Saif, you're back
cool.
online.
3-0,
Great.
3-1.
So, Shef United, West Ham. West Ham look decent so far, you know.
West Ham are looking good, man.
West Ham look fairly good so far. I mean, albeit
Antonio.
Yeah.
Antonio.
and
All Antonio.
albeit
The Antonio show.
for Lukman and his failed Panenka. I mean, they did get the win. Said Benrahma had his first 30 minutes where he set up the goal. Shef United have the second season struggles. They've not started well at all.
Going down. They're going down. They're not good enough, unfortunately. They've not recruited well, and everyone's figured them out. You're moving your centre backs forward. Okay, so this is how we'll counter it. It's just, it is what it is. They're just, unfortunately, they're not good enough for the league. They've not bought well, and they've overachieved. There's no harm in it. You've done well. You'll receive parachute payments and then rebuild.
So everyone's going West Ham win.
Yeah.
West Ham win.
West Ham win. There's no way. Sheffield's really bad. Sheffield are just boring and really crap to watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go with easy 2-0 win for West Ham. Not that they have an offense.
On to Sunday's pick of the day: Leeds Arsenal 4:30 at Ellen Road. Leeds. Arsenal
Leeds.
awful. Arsenal's so bad.
Oh, it's away from home though. They might turn up actually, Arsenal.
It depends how well they can play that high press.
I think Arsenal are going to win.
I don't know. I think the new Lord Patrick Bamford's gonna bag a brace. I think it's gonna be 2-1 Leeds. Saif? I think Saif's having connection problems.
Yeah, I personally don't. I don't.
You're asking the Tottenham.
Saif, we can't hear you. Don't worry about it. Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, Saif, go on. So, your thoughts on Leeds versus Arsenal?
Yeah, I'm hoping that Leeds turn up, but I think Arsenal may nick it because they generally defend very well, and that's what they're going to have to play. They're going to play a very defensive game, and they're going to nick a goal from somewhere. I think Leeds will probably struggle to score against them because their defense is organized, let's be honest. Barring the aberration against Aston Villa, I think they'd get back to the drawing board, get a little bit of kicking on the backside from Arteta. So I think their defense will be strong. So I'd go for a narrow 1-0 win because Arsenal don't have the capability to score more than one. And probably a 1-0 win.
3-1 Leeds. I think the United game was just like a nice blip in form. I think United were terrible. And then they showed their proper form against Aston Villa, where Aston Villa played them off the park. They're there to be had. You press them high. And the Leeds side, minus the quality, press high. And I don't think Arsenal can cope with that. I think it's going to be 3-1 Leeds.
No, I think because Arteta's had time, I think the defense will improve. Is that the only game on Sunday?
No, the final game is Liverpool-Leicester.
Ooh, Leicester.
7:15.
Leicester win. 3-1.
Yeah,
No, 3-2.
Well, Liverpool's back four is now decimated, isn't it?
They've still got enough to cover it. They've got a decent squad to cover it.
Who'd you play with fullbacks now? Both the fullbacks are out.
Makeshift in it. Bring Milner in. And then from the squad.
I think I don't know. I can't see past Leicester winning.
Yeah, 3-2 Leicester against Liverpool. I think there'll be goals in that game.
Usman, we've just got to the final game on Sunday. Liverpool, Leicester.
That'll be a high scoring game. I think Leicester will win that with everything that's happened with Liverpool recently and how sort of shaky they've looked. 4-2, I reckon, to Leicester.
Finally, Saif.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It'll be fun to watch Liverpool lose. Yeah, I think 3-2.
Wajid, let me ask them a question after.
No. Go on.
Once we've discussed it.
No, go on.
It's got nothing to do with this game.
All right. Well, the recording time's nearly coming to a close again, so let's round it out.
Right. Okay, guys. Do you rate Mbappe? How good is Mbappe? Convince me that Mbappe is world class, because I've not seen anything to convince me he's world class.
Actually, he was good in the World Cup. So
Okay.
You've got to count that.
So according to Hanif, you can't use the World Cup.
Why can't I use the World Cup?
Yeah. Okay, for his country, he's amazing. Okay.
Yeah, he is.
Club, for his club.
Yeah, but his club is in a farmers' league, so he's not getting an opportunity to prove himself. He needs to come to the Premier League. He's still class, but I think his quality may have dropped a little. How, basically, if you don't get good competition, your quality drops. So I think that's what's happening to him. And I think if he comes to the Premier League, he'll be a revelation. I still think he's world class, though. He's fast.
You said Bolt was fast, didn't work for him in Australia. That's the problem.
Ah, come on.
Man.
Bolt's not a footballer, man.
Osman, did you hear the question?
Yeah, he's a world-class international player. It's just hard for him to perform at, that thing. I think he needs to get to La Liga or come to the Premier League. I'd love to see him in the Premier League, but you can't deny he's a world-class international player. You see what he done. You saw what he done in the World Cup. Saying that, was it him that won the Golden Boot, or was it Modric?
Modric. He won the young player.
I think he deserved. Yeah, I think Mbappe deserved to win that over Modric, but yeah, I guess he was going to get the young player anyway. But world class all around. I don't know. I'd love to see him in the Premier League, though. I can't see it happening. Can you see him coming to the Premier League?
Liverpool.
Of course, you're going to say that to annoy me.
No. I'm not even saying.
He was linked, wasn't he?
Liverpool.
Yeah, but
is too destination.
no one's gonna. He's gonna cost 200 million. Liverpool's not gonna pay 200 million.
They're not going to pay that.
He's in the last year of his contract.
He's just gonna get renewed because the owner will probably just give him a hotel or two. Come on, PSG's.
I don't think he wants to stay in Paris anymore, though.
Yeah.
Do you not think?
I'd rather say Paris than Liverpool.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Annie.
It's warmer.
Yeah, I guess. We're more politer than the Parisians, though. Scousers are nice.
So, guys, I have one question. What about today's game, the Belgium-England? What do you guys say for that one?
I'm more bothered. I'll be honest.
I can't remember the last time I've watched an international game since the World Cup.
I think England will win 1-0. I think Belgium are a collection of international stars, but they've not done anything to deserve the hype on the international stage.
Yeah, but they're playing at home, so they haven't lost for a while at home.
Belgium are playing at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, Belgium are a collection of brilliant stars, but they've not done it internationally.
Yeah, but to be fair, neither have England.
I'm not saying England have, but with all that being said, they both got to the same stage at the World Cup, and they both got at the last international tournament. They both finished the exact same. They all both ended the exact same game.
I think I might see England win a trophy. The UEFA Nations League, I think, is England's trophy.
Well, we were just finishing off the England game, weren't we?
Yeah.
England build. Yeah. No more international football, just crap.
No, the tournaments are all right.
Yeah, but this is what I said. This is what we said at the start. World Cup, Euros. I just about watched the Copa America, African Cup of Nations is amazing because I've never seen a tournament where defense doesn't exist and it's just big, strong players running past one another. But does anyone really care about the UEFA Nations League? Does it
No,
really count as an
not at all.
international tournament?
Not at all.
For England, it might. So yeah.
I think it does help with World Cup qualifiers. I believe that there's some leeway for the winner. I think they get to play lesser matches.
I'll be honest.
We definitely need that.
I'll be honest. I've read the rules about 3 times and I don't understand what's going on. But yeah.
Can't blame you there. Yeah.
But anyway, that's the end of the show. I want to thank both our guests for being on with us today. Hanif needs no thanks because he's pretty much joined to my hip. But Saif, we'll start with you. Do you want to plug your socials where people can find you, where they can follow you?
On Twitter at Sayyid Saif Hussain. That's about it.
Our resident Tottenham fan and Usman, where can they find you?
So on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, so it's at Dr Uz podcast. So it's DOCTORUZ podcast. Obviously, tune into our podcast as well, the Dr Uz podcast on all streaming platforms. We interview sort of a wide variety of guests, and we bring out 1 to 2 episodes a week. So yeah, find us on there. Thank you guys for having me on, and I'd love to do this again in the future.
No, I appreciate my
Yeah,
friend.
next week, mate.
Definitely.
Next week.
We'll do something next week, man. Hopefully I'll be a bit obviously after we've got the victory against Fulham, we'll be a better mood.
No, don't worry about it. You'll be able to find everyone's links in the description below. Hanif, as always, is at RJ Hanif on Twitter and at Single Sports on Instagram. I am at Wajigani on Instagram and Twitter. You'll find the guest descriptions in the description box below. Please follow everyone. Please do listen to Usman's podcast. I mean, the man's got the sporting background, working with Everton, working in football. It'll be insightful and enjoyable for everyone. That's the end of the show. Thank you very much. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're your boys. We're signing out, and we'll catch you all really soon.